To find out more about the 13th Amendment to the Constitution and its relevance to the present day in Sri Lanka, Tarika spoke to Dr. Jayampathy Wickramaratne, the Senior Advisor to the Ministry of Constitutional Affairs and National Integration.
With the war reportedly in its final stages, the need for a political solution to the conflict is becoming increasingly apparent. The APRC has suggested the full implementation of the 13th Amendment as this political solution. Can you give us a brief overview of the 13th Amendment and its relevance to the national problem?
Firstly, the APRC has suggested the full implementation of the 13th Amendment only as an interim measure. Their final proposals are yet to come, and one hopes that the APRC will propose something which is really attractive to the ordinary Tamil people. The 13th Amendment to the Constitution provides for limited devolution of legislative and executive powers to provincial units. But the centre retains certain powers to override the provinces, and it has been doing so, much to the disappointment of people who think who thought that the 13th Amendment would alleviate some of the problems that we have today.
It is said that the minorities are not satisfied with the 13th Amendment alone to fulfill their aspirations. What more does the government need to do, in your opinion, to gain the confidence of the minorities?
I think why the minorities are not happy is that the 13th Amendment, that in the implementation of the 13th Amendment, successive governments have showed that they do not have the political will. So I think in the absence of such a political will, it is best that we have a constitutional structure which provides for clear-cut division of powers between the centre and the provinces, so that the centre cannot use commas and full stops in the 13th Amendment or whatever the Constitution is. So if there is a clear-cut division of powers with, of course, safeguards against secession, I know so many people are worried that devolution may lead to secession. I must say that in no country has devolution led to secession, but there are fears. So the Constitution should have safeguards against secession, but also provide for clear-cut division of powers. And I think what is also important is to have a second chamber of parliament, so that the provinces are brought back to the centre. And in most countries where there is extensive devolution, there is a second chamber, so that the provinces come and share power at the centre as well. So the provinces do not drift away, so to say, with the power they have, but they are brought back to the centre and they share power in the centre. So there is an interlocking mechanism, devolution plus power sharing at the centre. And I think there is a proposal to have 2 vice presidents from the minorities. I don't like to use this word minority, but I mean numerically smaller groups. Not with powers, but that is a recognition of the other communities, and also for the recognition of the various communities in some way. The majority report of the experts panel appointed by the President, to which I was a signatory, also proposed that the various communities be recognized as constituent peoples of Sri Lanka. So the people of Sri Lanka to be composed of constituent peoples of Sri Lanka. Nothing follows from it, but legally nothing follows from it. But it is a recognition of the various communities and their cultural identities.
The 13th Amendment has had continuous opposition from certain sections. Some of them are even within the government itself. Do you think that this will have an effect on the way the government implements the 13th Amendment?
The government, and I say successive governments, have not implemented the 13th Amendment. It's 1 year since the APRC proposed that the 13th Amendment may be implemented fully as an interim measure. Nothing has happened, not a single step has been taken. After the military marginalization of the LTT, which is likely to happen, people who are interested in a political solution will press for such a solution. But at the same time, as you said, there will be people who are against any devolution, any accommodation with the any accommodation of the numerically smaller groups, the so-called minorities. and the government will have to take a clear stand. If the government fails to take such a clear stand and tell its allies that, look, we need to have an attractive political solution, because if you don't have an attractive political solution, all what is gained on the military front will be lost in the years to come. And there is a possibility, I hope it does not happen, but there is a very good possibility of a reincarnation of Tamil nationalism in the form of violence. So to prevent that, there has to be an attractive political solution, so that there will be no reason for the Tamil people to follow any organization that stand for violence.
In the future, do you think that this will happen, this attractive political solution?
Well, I cannot say anything about the future, because politicians, leaders also sometimes take very opportunistic decisions. I hope the political leadership of the present political leadership takes a decision to fully implement the 13th Amendment and also to go beyond the 13th Amendment and tell its allies, as I said earlier. And if the allies continue to press the government against any accommodation of the other communities, then the government will have to take a decision, have a break, and go to the people, convince the people that we have to move forward, the country has to move forward, and that the people have to support the government in achieving a political solution to the ethnic crisis.
If you have any comments about the program, please write to us at SriLankaToday@yartv.net. Thank you for watching. Until next week, you take care.